Hello, everybody. The Woman Song Community Experience is overjoyed to present to you Neely Fuller, Jr., the writer, author of the book, The United Independent Compensatory Code, System, and Concept. Like millions of others, he has been a long-time victim of and servant to racism, white supremacy in all areas of activity. His experiences, observations, and studies have led him to believe the following. Racism has done more to promote non-justice than any other socio-material system known to have been produced or supported by the people of the known universe. No major problem that exists between the people of the known universe can be eliminated until racism is eliminated. The fear, frustration, malice, and confusion caused by racism retards or prevents all constructive activity between the people of the known universe. The only form of functional racism that exists among the people of the known universe is white supremacy. The people who have the ability to eliminate racism do not have the will to do so, and the people who have the will to do so do not have the ability. Regardless of all that has been said or done, the quality of the relationship between white people and black people is and has been a total disaster. Justice is better than racism. As long as racism exists, anything said or done by people that is not intended to help eliminate racism and to help produce justice is a waste of time and energy. Each and every victim of racism should minimize the time and effort spent doing anything other than thinking, speaking, and acting in a manner that helps to eliminate racism and helps to establish justice. Each and every person should seek to do this every day in every area of activity, including economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and counter-war. Mr. Fuller, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. How are you?
I'm still learning.
Still learning. I love that. I am overjoyed that you have chosen to take the time to share with the Woman Song community the information that we need to become the community that we need to be. What we're going to do is we're going to usher in a new experience. This is going to be something new with the Woman Song community. We're going to have a webinar with you. We're going to take the time. We're going to go step by step by step. We're going to analyze where we are as a people and how we can get to where we need to be. And we hope that you can help us to establish what that is. So share with us, Mr. Fuller, what it is that the compensatory code covers and what we can expect to learn from you.
Well, hopefully, what will be done is maybe some fillers, some fill-ins, some compensatory ideas for thinking, speaking, and acting, because everything in the universe that people do is a matter of thought, speech, and action. We think, then we speak, then we act, and we do this for reasons. The reasons being primarily, as applies to each and every person, each and every minute of each and every day, they're trying to accomplish something. Now, the something that everybody is trying to accomplish is usually in the form of something that they want to do or need to do. It's a want or a need.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to either be constructive or non-constructive. Now, hopefully, in an idealistic way, everything that everybody should be thinking, speaking, and acting to do in order to accomplish something is to do something that is constructive rather than something that's non-constructive. And since many things that people do are of non-constructive value, you just simply want to eliminate the non-constructive things and concentrate on trying to do the constructive things in everything that you think, say, and do each and every day. And then make it a habit of doing that and enjoy doing it. And that would be in the form, basically, of problem solving. Now, why would it be in the form of problem solving? Simply because there are problems to be solved. Almost everyone is trying to solve a problem. Every day. Somewhere during the day you're trying to solve a problem, even if the problem is no more than trying to find the bus stop.
Right.
Because you don't know where it is. So that's a problem. If you're trying to get from point A to point B and you got to get on a bus to get there. That's a minor problem, but it's still a problem. It's all in the problem-solving mode. So you want to problem solve in the best possible manner. Otherwise, as the compensatory logic teaches us, which is the logic that came with the universe, and that is you want to solve problems without making any. And that's a cliche statement or a codified statement that should be repeated to each and every person over and over again in his or her own mind. Solve problems without making any. Without making any what? Any new problems.
Right.
Because if you solve one problem, you don't want to, in the process, or shouldn't want to, in the process of solving one problem, wind up with two problems as a result of trying to solve the first problem. Because then you're just multiplying problems. So you solve problems without making any, so that problem will be solved, and then the next problem that comes up will not be as a result of the problem that you thought that you solved before.
Right.
Because if you multiply your problems, that's not an improvement. So you want to do this in a united independent fashion. That goes back to the title of the books. The United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept. Now those first words mean everybody on the planet, on this planet we call Earth, should be united. Meaning they should have the same purpose. They should all be on the same page. They are not, but they should all be on the same page. But you can't wait for people to get on the pages that they need to be on well, first of all, you want to get on that page yourself after finding out what page you're supposed to be on this long journey, what I might call the longest journey. And what is it? Title of that longest journey? Trying to replace the system of racism with the system of justice, because that's the biggest problem on the planet. But in order to get there, you have to take care of a lot of little problems in order to solve that big problem. And each and every individual has to do that on a daily basis, meaning you don't wait for what somebody else is doing or not going to do. You don't go around searching for a leader. This is addressed, the United Independent concept is addressed to the individual person wherever he or she happens to be at any given moment. So you can start being your own leader, which is what you're going to be even if you had a leader.
Right.
Your leader would teach you how to be your own leader.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you would have to follow that leader around every minute of every day in order to just pick up something that you dropped.
Right.
Or order to know how to get to the bus stop. Once you know how to get to the bus stop, you're supposed to lead yourself there.
Right.
Nobody takes you by the hand every time you get ready to catch the bus and takes you there. And people understand that principle, but when it comes to solving other problems, many people seem to get lost in the idea that I'm completely traumatized, I'm totally helpless, unless I have, quote, unquote, my leader or my leaders, a whole committee of leaders, right there in my presence, every minute of every day, every time this problem comes up. Even though I have already seen how the leaders, whomever they happen to be, solve the problem. Because it comes down to a very important question. If you are following a leader, what is the leader following? So you can go straight to whatever it is that the leader is following. That's the concept.
Right.
That's that independent part of the United Independent concept. You don't have to go to the leader, and some people call it the middle person. You don't have to go to the middle person once you know what the middle person is doing that works. If the middle person is doing it that works, all you do is just study what they are doing.
Right.
And so you don't have to consult them at all. You can just do whatever it is you saw them doing or that you heard would work if they did it, or even if you didn't see anybody doing it. If you heard that that's the way to do it and you tried it and it worked, what do you need with this third party for, this second party? See, so you're really not following a leader. You're following whatever the leader is following. And what would that be in the universe? It would be something called logic. But you want to do this and train yourself to do that in an independent manner, where you don't look over your shoulder to see who's with you and who's not with you and who didn't show up and all this type of thing. Because now you're making yourself weaker and weaker and weaker, because you're dependent on too many other people who have to be coordinated. And in the system of racism, the victims of racism don't have much coordination at all. So if you're going to rely on that, you're relying on something that's very weak.
Okay.
But if you rely on logic, you'll always have logic as your companion in any move that you make. And you will be in absolute control of what will happen and what won't happen. Why? Because you're following the logic that came with the universe.
Right. Okay. Well then, so what we're going to do is we're going to be able to delve into all of this information that you've put into your textbook, the United Independent Compensatory Code. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that everyone who's going to attend our webinar with Mr. Fuller takes the time to go ahead and get your book and be ready. He's going to be with us on Sunday the 31st. That is 2 weeks from now. You need to get your book and get ready. He's going to walk us through it step by step. The 31st of July is when he's going to be with us. Attached to this video will be a link to the order form for his book so that you could get the book. He also has the United Independent Compensatory Code, the Word Guide.
Word Guide.
Right. And that is a companion to the first book, right?
Yes, it's an addition to the first book, because in order to solve problems, like I said, thought, speech, and action, when people speak, they're using words.